There's only two things that you need to know to make it in crypto. Literally two things. And if you know these two things, it could change your financial future like that. All right. And the second one is so simple, but I know for a fact that people charge consulting fees just to learn it. All right. So 5 minutes, and I'm going to share both of them with you. So welcome back, everybody. My name is Saint Wolf. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing amazing wherever you are inside the matrix. Let's go. This is number one. All right. I want you to go look at the people you follow on Twitter, on YouTube, and I want you to unfollow anybody that overhyped you the last couple weeks and didn't give you a warning at least. Now, there's a caveat to that. I mean, you got to follow a lot of people so you get a lot of input. You get a lot of alpha and different perspectives because no one person knows exactly what's going to happen all the time. But there are people that probably brought you news, entertainment. You know, they probably dropped really cool meme coins. I know I've had subscribers reach out to me and give me meme coins that they found. So you always want to have your ears in different places in crypto because you know how that is, right? Trends are changing, new coins are popping up. But in general, if there's somebody that literally was telling you we're only going up and they weren't giving you any warning, consider unfollowing them, all right? Because it's really important because as we go forward, you need to make sure all the channels you follow are always bringing you great alpha, great projects, and, you know, good news. But in general, they have some understanding of the ebb and flow of these markets to some extent, right? So I'm going to show you something really quick. This is a video I made on May 30th, all right? And it says volatility is possible, get ready, but small or big, all right? And if you go to the video, I said, correction could be coming in June for all markets, but especially crypto. How big or small will it be? BTC has not had a real correction since January 2023. When will crypto crash? Difficult to predict, but we look for clues. All right. And I made this 2 weeks ago, May 30th. All right. And you can see the first person, Tech Dude, he says, great video. Most influencers are calling that it's only blue skies from here. Oh, enjoyed your honest take. All right. Let me show you. That was May 30th. Let me show you where we were on May 30th really quick. Okay. We were right here. There was no reason to necessarily be bearish. And when I tell you the second point, you're going to understand why. Now, I don't know how far we dip. I don't know how long we're going to dip for. But alts are definitely taking a beating right now. All right. You see, if May 30th, we had this one last kind of fake out pump before it slipped down. Okay. And the point is, it's not that anyone's dumping their portfolio. I didn't dump my portfolio. I took some profits on things that I thought were going to pull back, but I didn't touch a lot of my things. I didn't touch Atropa. I didn't touch Pulse. I just left it alone. And but there are some things you might have been in something more risky that you could have taken some profits on and at least hedged your bet. Maybe you weren't sure who's right or wrong because obviously we did have a type of inverse head and shoulders here, you know, which crypto likes to fake people out. But I'm going to tell you, when you hear the second point, you're going to know why I thought this was a temporary top. All right. But you see here, we pushed up just a little bit more. We hit that resistance. Everyone thought we were about to moon, but we weren't going to moon. All right. We didn't do it. All right. That's going to bring me to point number 2. All right. And this is the serious one. And to make this one make sense to you, I'm going to tell you why I bought Bitcoin down here. It was January the 2nd that I bought, which was right here. Okay. It was the 2nd. And I remember messaging family members on the 3rd. Okay. Now, I didn't know I was going to be that close to the pump. I didn't know. Okay. I just knew that was the bottom on January 2nd. For me, that was my bottom call. All right. Now, the reason I thought that was the bottom was because the FTX debacle happened all through here, right? Remember all that? Okay. It was the end of 2022. And we just were going in sideways, and more bad news kept coming out. It was just a nonstop barrage of bad news at the end of 22. And everyone said we have to go down more to 15, what were people saying, 12K or lower and all that. Now, it's always possible, but When you have that much bad news coming, this is really important, guys. When you have that much bad news coming and the price still is not going down, that means there's no more sellers left in the market. Okay, does that make sense? So we had a barrage of bad news from that summer. And I remember November, December, trying to figure out what's happening in the market. It was 2022. And I just remember the pummel nonstop. The CNN, the news cycle was negative. Everybody was negative in crypto. I mean, it was like, okay, we're going lower. But the price wasn't going lower. It kept going sideways, which told me there's no more sellers left. And I went 6 figures heavy on January 2nd. I'll never forget that day, because literally a day or two later, and I didn't know I was going to be this close to the pump, we started shooting up. I just barely got in time, all right? And I remember the price I bought BTC at was $16,800, all right? I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that. And it seemed obvious, okay? Now, on the flip side, what's the flip side? Well, that's obvious. If there's a nonstop barrage of positive news coming out, it was nonstop, right? Like ever since we hit that all-time high, it was this country ETF, that ETF, this blah, blah, blah. This is positive. And there was a lot of positive news. It was really great, right? But what happened? We weren't going up. Okay. And this is the thing I'm telling you, that hedge funds know this. People who are seasoned know this. That's why people will go to consultants and pay for this kind of information. But when you learn it, it's so basic, guys. The news has been so positive. There's no reason. BlackRock, blah, 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 you name it. There's no, the best one is there's no more Bitcoin left on exchanges and, blah, blah, blah. I know you guys heard it all. We're about to moon. And it was knocking on this door, but it kept just knocking on this door. How's that possible? It was exactly like here, where we were knocking on this door to go down, but with a barrage of negative news, we just weren't going down. So I had to make a choice. And I said, I think this is it. I'm going in. I'm going in heavy. Even if I was wrong, I just assumed, hey, the downside may not be that much for me anyway if I'm wrong. Had I known, I would have even gone heavier. But that was probably one of the biggest trades I've ever made. At 6 figures, I felt that positive. Now, when you're up here, same thing. We're knocking on this door over and over and over, and we're not going up. That tells me right now, no one's buying. Just like at the bottom, there were no more sellers left. So that told me could be temporary, just a pullback. All right. But because we're all in alts, those can take a beating, right? So I had to make that video on May 30th where I was saying, hey, I think something's up. I don't know how big or small, but there is. So, and once again, you can go through my videos. I don't have crash videos. I'm not the guy who posts a crash video every week or month, because I don't. I just looked at what was happening in the structure of the chart, and I went, something's not right. Something's wrong here. There's no way we have nonstop bullish news and we're not going up. All right. And look, hardly anybody watched that video, and that's why I don't make, it's not why I don't make bearish videos, but I just don't until I'm genuinely convinced like something's wrong. All right. And something's wrong. Okay. So now we're almost 3 weeks out. We pulled back from that place, and we'll see. Do we come down and hit support here? Do we smash further, scare everybody a little more? It's hard to say, guys. We may just fake everybody out, pull down a little bit more, make everyone feel like we're going to go lower. And that's where I'll know to turn, when the bearish news just gets overwhelming, but the price really isn't dropping anymore. I'm like, oh, no one's selling. All right. Unless something happens, right? And that means we're going to have our next leg up. All right. But mostly, once this stops bleeding, alts will also turn around too. All right. So that was number 2. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that alpha. If you have any comments, questions, put them down below. I hope this was super simple for you guys, and I hope it helps. Talk to you later. Bye.